welcome everyone to another episode of For the Win. And I'm telling you, the change is happening. It's gonna happen right now. And we're gonna introduce the newest member. And we'd like to welcome our new member, Kuya F. Introduce him.
Pat LaRocco of Next Level Fantasy joining For the Win officially as a producer and I guess part of the marketing team. So, Pat, welcome.
All
Woo!
right, all right.
So
Thanks,
finally we got
guys. Thank
four.
you.
Now our name actually makes sense for the win. So we have four people. So
Yes.
all right, no exciting news. Pat comes in with a lot of experience. He was as under our previous episode. He's a big time NBA physical cards collector and big on NBA Top Shot. And brings a lot of experience not only on broadcasting but as well as NBA. So Pat, welcome. How about a few words?
Welcome,
Yes,
Pat.
I'm very honored to be the fourth guy for the win. Pretty excited. I mean, I instantly love the chemistry, and I'm very happy now that Red is here as well. So fir-
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
first time
yeah,
for
man.
the yeah.
So no. So between
Never
you and
been
Red, you
together.
guys are gonna be the big NBA and basketball guys and on our group, and see where it leads us. So exciting. So I guess today, Jeff, I'm just gonna chime in here. Today, we're not really gonna be talking about NBA Top Shot. We, as part of the off season, we have a couple of topics that we want to discuss. So Red, why don't you start off with the first topic that we have today?
Sure. So I'm pretty sure you guys know about the Ben Simmons thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
The drama. So
I
Oh
I
wanna
guess
yeah,
I
what's
wanna
up
know.
with that? What's up with him not choosing any team or not choosing 76ers? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
So I'd say let's go to Ephraim. Check and see what he has on or what he has to say about the Ben Simmons saga that's happening right
So I
now.
guess okay. So I guess just to give a little bit of context. So I think everybody or mostly everybody knows this kind of started on when they got eliminated by Atlanta in the second round last playoffs. During the I guess the interview after the game, Doc Rivers, their coach, said that he wasn't sure if Ben Simmons could lead a championship team, and I think that kind of started a rip between the two. And even before that, like the season or the preseason before last year, Doc Rivers was so high on Ben Simmons. He was pumping him on every interview, saying that he's ready to take the next step. And then we all saw naman, di ba, that he struggled on that playoff run. His jump shot was quote unquote broken in a bad way, I guess. And the free throw. And then finally on that last game, uh, what where everybody remembered was where he decided to pass on an open layup, and then you can tell where his confidence was. And then after being eliminated, barely even hug or talk to Embiid and Doc Rivers, and kind of just kept walking off the court. So that's a little bit of the context. I know recently there's a little bit more news about him
mm.
because I think yesterday he told two of his teammates, or I think it was Embiid, Harris, and Matisse. They were planning on going to LA to try and convince him to stay, but he said no. Like nothing's gonna change my mind. I'm not gonna show up on the training camp. I'm not gonna play for 76ers again. So Pat,
Oh
how about you?
yeah.
What's your take on that? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think that was a good recap of how crazy his situation is right now. My take on that one is I also gathered that this is a good comparison to the Allen Iverson situation way back when Allen Iverson, wanted out from the Sixers back then. But of course, that became a fairy tale as what happened there was they were able to convince Iverson to come back, and actually it was I believe the time that they reached actually the finals. So just imagine the turnaround for that one. So, but frankly, I don't see that happening
Mm.
with the Ben Simmons situation right now. So, saving the answers later, but I think pretty much it won't be the Iverson type of scenario for Ben Simmons here.
So
Yeah,
um,
from what I gathered,
yeah, yeah,
also, I think he's pretty firm on not staying with the team, right? He's surely firm about it.
No, no,
yeah.
it's a
So
lot of headline says it's like the point of no return, diba? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll put more context into it. So it started when the Philadelphia 76ers, um, they're gonna trade for Harden, right? And Ben Simmons knew that he was the one that's gonna be traded
mm,
Oh.
last season for James Harden. But then at the last minute, the deal was done. But then before at the last minute, Brooklyn decided to like give all of their assets to the Cavs and then to the Rockets to get a James Harden. And then that's when it started. That's why Ben Simmons knew that, oh, the Sixers doesn't want me because they can just trade me whenever they want, right?
mm,
And then the playoffs happened. Um, the only problem that I have, because I know both sides have like they're both at fault for this. Ben Simmons doesn't have a jumper. He didn't improve on like anything like that. And then he got thrown under the bus by his coach and his teammate, which is basically that was the nail in the coffin when that happened.
mm.
Ben Simmons and his agent was like, they're out. He's never gonna come back. Now the problem that he's having, and I feel like he's okay with it. Pre or training camp is happening this week. He's gonna get fined $227,000 per day, for the every time that he miss it. And then when preseason starts, he's gonna get fined 250,000 per game. So he's okay with losing all the money. He's making 33 million this year. He's okay with losing all the money and all that, just so he can just get out of the situation. I feel like the Sixers will be forced to trade him because I feel like Ben Simmons has the leverage. Because at this point, Ben Simmons is basically like, we were the number one seed last year with me, and then now I'm not gonna play for you guys. Let's see how you guys go, like how you guys go without me. And if they suck the first 10 games, he's gonna get traded because they
Mm,
need a player to replace him, right?
mhm.
So I don't know. I feel like Ben Simmons is gonna get traded no matter what. And I read something that next week there's a trade for Ben Simmons for with the Denver Nuggets. If that doesn't happen, then he's not gonna get traded until mid season.
Yeah,
So
it
just
sounded
watch
like
out.
Denver was really gunning for him. They have a little bit of money, but it would have to be there would have to be multiple teams. And another thing that I read was Simmons actually preferred three California teams.
California
So
teams.
which three that is, it's anybody's guess. Um, but it kind of sucks
We all
for 76ers. Eh? Like it's like a lose situation for them. It's a second year of a 5 year deal. You threw the money out there, Red, earlier, but it's he's young. He's a good defender. Like I remember, I think I don't remember who I was talking to, Red and somebody else. When we were talking about the defenseman of the year, I was throwing Simmons because, like I said, like he was a really good defender.
be honest, he should have won last year's defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
And then ever since he got to the league, the Sixers only went to the they went to the playoffs straight. I think 3 4 straight years. So and
mm,
then they were the number one seed last year. And then remember the year before, before COVID happened, they were like a bounce away from the Kawhi shot, right? And then they're
yeah,
gonna make the
yeah,
final. So it's a crazy thing. Like the one thing that I hate is that the Ben Simmons hate. I don't like it, as I feel like he's a good player. I feel like he's a great player. He's a top 20 player in the game. I just don't like the hate because he just can't shoot.
yeah,
But they don't look at the other stuff that he does, like
yeah.
that that's great. So I don't know. It's a it's a crazy situation to be in, but
Okay, just to
what
wrap it around, then we'll go around the table. What do you guys think? Like, just a summary. Like, what do you guys think will happen? Like forecast. So, Jeff, what do you think will happen with the Ben Simmons saga?
Gusto mo yung tumingin talaga ako. Well, I kanina, before talking to you guys, I think na in the end, he'll be stuck with Philadelphia, and then there's no offer for him. But upon hearing Red's opinion, parang I'm kind of getting confused ngayon as to what I think will happen to Ben.
Yeah.
But knowing the situation that he is in right now, na he's very firm about leaving the team, and there's no good offer yet. Or hindi ko kasi narinig yung balita about Denver wanting him. So, but there's no good offer pa talaga na that he wants, that he likes, and he's being choosy right now. Parang feeling ko in the end, he'll be stuck with Philadelphia pa din.
Oh, you think he's gonna stay? Oh, wow. Okay, okay.
No, no, not stay. I think he'll have no choice in the end but to stay.
Oh, okay. That's interesting take. Okay, Pat, how about you?
Yeah. Funny thing about it is I was actually leaning towards red sentiment as well earlier, but after hearing Jeff and after putting some thought into it, one thing I see about the Simmons scenario is that he is hard to trade. Given that he's I think he has 4 years left on a massive contract, so um, there's I mean the only way I think that he gets shipped out is another loss for the Sixers. I mean, they have to take a bargain just to, rather than have a guy not playing for them. So I think it will be tough to pull off the Denver trade. And just like Jeff said, I mean, I think he'd be stuck there. And actually, it's not crazy to think. I mean, the situation is bad, but if they could do some sorcery and convince him to actually try and make it work, because I like the point that Red mentioned earlier, that it wasn't so long ago that the Sixers were at the top of the East, and they just lost it. When the Kawhi shot went in, Butler was their biggest alpha dog that could have led, I think, Embiid and Simmons to shape up. At least I think you know I see them as the Shaq and Kobe,
Mm.
Shaq and Penny before. Wherein they just lack certain experience and maturity, and Butler could have carried them the way that Butler carried Miami to the finals. So, but now they've lost Butler, and I think they're all over the place. I mean, after losing to Atlanta, so I mean, they should have been a team that I think would Red agree that they were even ahead of the Bucks. I think a couple of years ago, right? Or what's your take on that
even
one, Red?
so last year I had the Sixers beating the Bucks.
See, they were that good on paper and actually on the court. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like people forget that against the Hawks, game 5 they were up 26 going or 20 plus going to the fourth, and they just choked it out. Everyone's just remembering that the Ben Simmons happened, the layup thing happened on game 7, but they don't remember that those 2 games that the Philly lost at home that they choked, those were the 2 games that that pretty much ended the series for them, because everyone's just talking about the Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. But if you look at Trey Young's stats, he couldn't shoot. He couldn't, he's down. Is like everything was like Ben Simmons, right? But yeah, I feel like I know you guys said that he's not gonna go anywhere. He's gonna get traded. It's not. It's not if. It's just when. There's a CJ McCollum trade that I'm looking at, and then if Nuggets, he's gonna get traded for either MPJ or Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon just re-signed with Denver, so watch out for that. And then I really do feel like he said that he wanted to go to the Warriors and then Clippers and Lakers, right? Maybe even Sacramento. Who knows? But after that, that's when he said that trade me to any place and I'm okay with it. So pretty much he just doesn't want to play for the Sixers. Um, and everyone doesn't want to trade for him right now because all the teams like all of their players that they got from the free agency. You know how it works, right? You know, the Wizards, they don't want to trade Bradley Beal because they feel like they got Kuzma, Harrell, and all that players. So as of right now, he's not gonna get traded, and if it does get traded, it's gonna be mid-season.
Yeah, no, that's a good take. And I agree. And just not just the players that the teams got right now. They also don't want to give really throw a bone to Sixers. They can probably feel like they can get Simmons for 50 cents at the dollar, right? Like a bargain. Knowing that this whole drama is going on, so like why help another team that was so close to a championship team not even that long ago. So for me, for my take, I think he gets traded. I'd say a month or two into the season, he gets traded, and it's gonna be a three-man or a three-team trade. But I think Philly's gonna have to cough up picks and yeah, like some roster players to even make it happen. Moving into our next topic there, finals predictions with let's start with the Sixers, right? Sixers was their number one seed last year.
Number
Um,
one seed, yep.
so assuming again, because we don't know what's gonna happen, assuming the Simmons holds off, doesn't play, no trades happen. What are you guys thinking on the playoffs next year? Does everybody have like a 1 to 8 list or what?
Well, I think for the playoffs next year, probably Kendall Jenner will have a new boyfriend from a different team. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
That's my prediction. Showbiz prediction for NBA.
Does anybody have
Nah,
did anybody fill out a bracket or what?
Um, obviously, I think because the Clippers are out without Kawhi.
So let's start with the East then.
Um,
Let's start with the East, right?
oh, the East is easy. If everyone's healthy, Brooklyn's gonna go make the finals. That one is just it's too obvious obvious not to pick Brooklyn. So I just feel like if they're healthy, um, it's gonna be the Brooklyn Nets. It's gonna go to the finals.
Who's your top
But
two then? Who's your top two in the East?
I don't like. I was just about to say. I don't want to disrespect the NBA, the reigning NBA champions. So I have to put the Bucks second, and but I'd still believe if Brooklyn was healthy last year, they would have won the championship easily. Kevin Durant was basically just by himself, and he almost beat the Bucks by like half an inch. If
Half
he
an
was
inch.
if he was wearing size 14, size 13, he would have won the game, right? Um, so I just feel like Brooklyn is gonna make the finals for the East, assuming everyone's healthy.
Everybody agree? Jeff, you agree? Pat,
Yeah, yeah. Same top two teams for me over the East. Basically Brooklyn and
and that's
the reigning
for
champs.
Bucks, yeah. And who do you have going forward? I think I know the answer.
Well, actually, I was hoping for a dream finals with the Lakers and Nets. I mean, we failed to see a Kobe Bryant versus LeBron in a championship. So I'm hoping that there's a part two of the, or if you call it part three of a Kevin Durant, LeBron in whatever form in the finals. So
Hmm.
I just want these dudes to meet again in the finals. Of course, hopefully for it's a good saga at least because when they met when Braun was in Miami, we know how that ended, and then of course when KD was in Golden State was a different story as well. So I'm all up
And
for it for a third chapter. Yeah.
I'd
Well,
say it's the battle of the X's, right?
what the
Cam
fuck?
against James Harden, Kevin Durant, and
Kyrie.
Russell Westbrook, OKC, right?
Oh yeah.
2012 NBA Finals. And then if you think about it, Kevin Durant, Harden and Westbrook, they just teamed up 2 years ago. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving teamed up 4 years ago.
Mm.
So it's just the battle of the X's. That's why it's
Yes.
so much fun if we see them.
Okay, so just so I'm assuming this is Lakers Nets finals.
No, no, no.
No, not
So
Jeff.
I'm
Okay.
hoping there's no I'm hoping that there's no Lakers because it's always like expected for
Okay, so
Lakers
okay, so
to,
who
to
do you
go
have
up.
going the finals then, Jeff?
As of now, I don't know. I don't know who I'm supporting yet because I told you like have to catch up on an
That's
NBA. But
fine.
I do hope like other teams would be given a chance to to step up or at least make a new legendary team.
I,
'Di ba?
I
But it has always been Lakers or
I like the
I mean
controversy
no,
pick, but I'm
'di
gonna
ba
dive.
like
I,
I'm sorry Lakers fan. Hindi
I'm
ko naisip yun. I'm
no, no,
so
that's fine.
sorry.
I'm gonna dive deeper. So I have on the East, I have Nets and Bucks, but I have Bucks winning 4-2. And then on the West,
Oh,
I
that's
have
bold. No, that's a hot take.
and then that just take here. Just wait. I have the West, Lakers and Nuggets. I have Nuggets beating Mavs on the first round, and then beating the Warriors second round, and then I have Lakers and
Wait,
Nuggets.
you do know Jamal Murray's not playing the entire year, right?
Yeah, well, same thing with the Philadelphia. Yeah, but that's because I'm hoping the Ben Simmons trade goes through.
Oh my god. No,
But no,
that's a hot take.
I have Lakers Nuggets going in the semis, but I have Lakers going in the finals still though.
I
But I have
I wanna
Lakers
know
Bucks though.
who you got winning that?
I have Lakers and Bucks going to finals, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to go to Lakers, man.
Pat, who do you have winning Nets Lakers?
He's gonna
Am
want Nets,
I
man.
am I gonna drop my KD biases? but uh,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but you
yes.
know, I have to go with Brooklyn. I think they can match up. I mean, it won't be easy, but it's the fan in me right now speaking. But maybe I'd change that answer if I become subjective. But not, kidding aside, I think they have it. They can. It's like either way you go. But so it's a toss coin for me. So I'd go with the Nets, and I have a case for the Nets. So
Nice, nice.
Brooklyn.
Steph, what about you?
What about me?
If it was
Nets
Lakers,
Lakers?
Nets.
Lakers, of course. Any team that's against Lakers, I'd go for that. Like I said, I want to hear like a new legendary player, a new legendary team. Like
but
team na
that
bago namang
but that's what I
i-idolize,
like. That's what I like about where NBA is right now. There's really no front runner, right? Like it seems pretty even. There's, it's good. It's a toss up. Every game, every series feels like a toss up, man.
I just feel like the Nets are overwhelmingly the favorite. Like Vegas odds and all that, they're like the overwhelming thing.
That's it.
But I wanna know this. Who is your sleeper pick? Let's
My
say you're not
sleeper
picking the
pick.
Nets, you're not picking the Lakers. Who do you think will be the sleeper for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference?
Okay, I like it. I like it. So for the East, with the moves that they've done, I am gonna go to the Bulls. I'm gonna go Chicago Bulls is my sleeper pick.
No, that's pretty hot too.
For
I
the
don't know about
West,
that, but okay.
for the West, I don't know if they're much of a sleeper pick, and it really depends on who they land Um, I think the Suns can make a little bit of noise, but it really depends on where they land. I feel like the Grizzlies is also going to make it on the playoffs this year, with the Trailblazers falling off the top eight.
Ooh.
Controversy, man.
Pat?
Yeah, for the East side, like Miami Heat as a dark horse. I think they just kind of really messed that up. I mean, and they lost to the Bucks, so they get a pass on that one. And actually, I share the same sentiments with Mavic for the West. They may not be an underdog, but I think the Suns didn't got enough credit for what they have accomplished, and I think many are not picking them to return. But I like where they are, and I see them, really um, making a run as well out in the West. I mean,
What about you?
compared to Dallas or perhaps Clippers, the Blazers. I'm liking the
Yeah.
Suns.
Okay,
Jeff?
what? Jeff, how about you? You have a
Well,
pick or
I
what?
haven't had a favorite team and a favorite player after Wade retired. So I'd probably like make this season a chance for players to be my favorite. Ah, big time! No, I'm kidding. Like no, for this season, I would like to pick a new favorite.
Okay,
So
so
I
you
think
don't
it's
have a
about
team right
time for
now. You don't have a team right
yes.
now,
I
but
don't have.
like okay, like a month in, we'll
Jeff is a
revisit
free agent
this.
still.
Yes, please. Yes. What
Yeah.
about
He's a
yes,
free
right?
agent still.
Huh?
What's that? What's that?
Jeff is she's a free agent still. She doesn't have a team yet.
So free agent.
Jeff
Yes,
Gillett,
I'm a free agent. No,
Jeff
but
Okay.
FA
seriously, I'm
bandwagon.
no, but seriously, I'm looking for a new favorite team, favorite player, like for this season. Para
Oh,
ano, 'di ba?
I have a suggestion for that, Jeff. My sleeper, and I don't know if this is gonna or for me, my sleeper is the Warriors.
Hmm.
If Clay comes back healthy with all the depth that they have right now, I just feel like they can like make some noise in the playoffs. Also, it's super disrespectful for us not to talk about Utah. They were the number one seed last year. They had the Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
I
But
think
then
they
again,
repeat. I think they repeat number one.
no, but let's be honest, they're not gonna make. I don't
Just
wanna.
downplaying the Lakers.
Yeah, they're not gonna make any noise. But my sleeper for the East is so hard. I like the Miami pick. Lowry and PJ Tucker is gonna make a lot of like a big difference for them. Um, but I would probably go
Don't come
with
Charlotte. I'll defriend you.
no, no, that's too bold. But if I have to pick one, I would probably say um the Bucks. I don't know if that's a sleeper pick,
The what?
but I just
The
want
Bucks?
I
That's not the
just want
sleeper pick, man.
no. But hear me out. I want someone to dethrone Brooklyn. I want to see that happening, but I know
Wait,
it's
wait,
not
wait. That
gonna
doesn't make
happen. So
sense. You can't dethrone Brooklyn if the Bucks were the champion last year. It'd be the other way around, man.
you know,
yeah.
number one seed and all that. I just want someone to like put up a fight against them because I just feel like they're gonna be what like 16 and what 4. Like, they're probably just gonna lose like four games in the playoffs. So I don't know. I have a Brooklyn bias, but I don't like them winning. Let's just put it like
All right, I guess let's continue then.
Yeah.
Red, what do you have for us?
So who are your top 5 NBA players currently right now? So we just talked about the finals predictions and all that. So let's talk about who your final top 5 players right now.
Let's start with Jeff
Pat, you
here.
want to start it?
Okay, Pat. I
Or
guess sorry.
Jeff? Yeah, do it.
Pat.
Okay, Pat. Let's start with Pat.
Nagturo.
Yes. it would have to be coming from the teams that I've also selected earlier. So my top five, of course, this is not with bias, but I, I agree with ESPN and SNI with the number one guy. It's Kevin Durant for me, no doubt. The number one, and I had Giannis at number two. Um,
parang,
I
parang ayaw
have to
sabihin
agree.
yung susunod eh.
I don't want to put LeBron there, but um, I'll justify the LeBron pick. And then my fourth guy is Curry, and then I'm picking the reigning MVP Jokic at number five. So
Okay.
those are my five guys right now. I just think that um, what KD showed last season was him saying he's back. So
Mm-hmm.
he's my number one guy right there. And then of course Giannis, if he develops that free throw or extends his range, make it consistent. Giannis is really primed for a good run. LeBron, I had to convince myself to put him there. I think because the thing with LeBron, he's a facilitator. He could switch into that mode. So I think we'd see less scoring, perhaps even less rebounding, but more of the showtime performances, and he'll be fine. I just think that despite what's his age right now, 36, 37. So I think you know he's a video game mode guy. So he is gonna be there, and Curry as well. I think we have to enjoy the remaining years of Curry. Um, and actually, Curry had a very good season. I mean, last year. So I think he's just gonna dance his way around, pull up those 3 pointers like he does, and I'd like to see a big step for Jokic. If you, I'm liking Jokic to the Giannis. Um, what's his trajectory? If Jokic could improve, have some defense, add a couple of blocks in there. I think that's what's missing in his game and what's missing from the Nuggets team. So again, those are my five guys.
Right now, I'm looking at two players. It this Luca and Miles Bridges. I also want to see how he's gonna play the game or how he's gonna improve. So I have two.
Okay, I guess my turn. So my number one player is Jamal Murray. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But I am a fan of Jamal. So pissed off
Gonna
that
be a
he's
long season
injured.
for you.
Ano yun,
Gonna
ano
be a
yun?
long season for you. Long
Yeah.
season for you, man.
Are you a fan because of what happened?
What happened?
Are you a fan of what happened with him and his girl or something, or
No.
are you
What,
just
what
an
happened
actor?
with
No,
him?
but
Oh wait,
I
that's a different chat. Give that to me. Give that info to me because I'm interested. Because if Fred says something about that, then there's usually a good story behind it. But chika minute yan eh. No, I'm a
wait
fan
lang, 'di
because of
ba?
a game,
I think
man.
I
Um,
think Kuya, if you mentioned this nung nagsa-start tayo to shoot for NBA Top Shot, you're mentioning this to me or na-mention mo like if there's somebody who's gonna give me a pack, mini-mention mo yung name
no,
niya if I'm
I
gonna
like
get a
I,
moment like that.
I'm biased a point guard, so I like Jamal, I like Trey, but top five. I think the top three is might I'd assume it's probably the same between the four of us here, Durant, Giannis, and LeBron. In whatever order. Um, I'm gonna have to put Curry in there, just because of how how he changed the game just with his shot, and last year without really any support. Like he stepped up last year. And then for my fifth, I think I'm gonna go Luca actually instead of Jokic. I think we're gonna go Luca.
Okay, so for my five players, I have Giannis number one.
Ooh,
I just
okay.
think that if you're the reigning champion, you should be number one. I like I'm a Ric Flair guy. To beat a man, you gotta beat the man. So Giannis is the man right now for Kevin Durant to be the number one, he has to beat him. I have Kevin Durant number two. Like, let's be honest, if Giannis didn't win the championship, Kevin Durant will be like the undisputed number one player in the world right now. LeBron number three, even if it's old, I just feel like he brings so much to the table that that you can't just not put him in your top five. Um, I have Curry number four. He led the league in scoring last year, made threes last year as well. And I'm interested in what's gonna happen if Clay's gonna come back healthy and all that. They might have a run in them still. And then for the number five, I just feel like people forget about how good James Harden really is, just
Mm.
because he's in the Brooklyn Nets. But last year he was putting up better stats than he put up maybe what, like 3-4 years ago before he got injured. So before he got injured last year, he was the number one candidate for MVP because Embiid got hurt and then LeBron got hurt too.
Mhm.
So the only reason why Jokic won the MVP is because all of his other candidates, they got hurt. But I just feel like James Harden is still a top five player in this league. So
Next episode we're gonna discuss a little bit more about fantasy league, I think. Um, before that, I guess as an intro, Jeff's probably the only one who hasn't really done fantasy basketball yet. I haven't done it in a couple of years. But Pat, I heard you were reigning champ on your league or a couple leagues last year. Red, as I know, is pretty high up in there too. Um, for somebody like me and Jeff that are not really in tune with fantasy leagues right now, what are your top, I guess, tools that you use when
Oh
creating your
yeah.
team or drafting teams?
Yeah. Okay, I can go ahead with that. I think for starters, you just need to, of course, know the format of the league. That's very, very important. Um, there's, of
for
course,
your
the
league, can you tell us what you use? Like, are you
yeah.
doing how many teams, how many cats? Are you doing
Oh, no,
roto and all that?
yeah. I'm a nine category head to head type of guy. So for the local leagues, I maxed out my two email address usually. So that's roughly around 16 leagues
Holy crap!
from Yahoo alone, and then I have right now five dynasty leagues in fan trucks versus foreign opponents. So, but don't worry, I'll try to again the question of Mavic was how to start. So I think the easiest one would be head to head, right? Head to head nine categories. So basically, the secret there is just to win it 5-4 every week. You'd be
Mm,
fine. So by that meaning, you focus on five specific categories, whether it be points, rebounds, steals, or blocks. So it's a lot of it's basically a numbers game.
mhm.
I've learned to drop my biases. I'll tell you a good story. When I started out, I of course during our last episode I professed my love for Kobe. So I always select Kobe when I was starting out at first round, and then I was the laughing stock at the league because you don't even for all the love for Kobe and respect to Kobe, you would need to have a good strategy if you wanted to draft him in round one. I mean,
Just a question, Pat.
again,
On your
yes.
leagues, is it draft or what's the other one? Auction.
Oh yeah. We stick to. I think most of the guys I play with in the Philippines, it's pretty much templated. They really love the head to head, the redraft. We call it redraft. So another next year you don't own that same set of players again. But
Mm,
I've developed that love for dynasty. Wherein you can't destroy your team's future as well. You need to know your research about the young guys. I mean,
mm,
that's why there was a good question by Red earlier. If you're gonna trade Paul George for Simmons and a couple of picks and young assets, so those are the types of questions you have to face if you're playing Dynasty. And the best, I think,
Dynasty is ano yun, like you keep your team from year to
yes,
year.
yes,
Oh, okay, cool.
you have draft picks. Just it's pretty much the real NBA
Yeah,
minus the
yeah.
salary. That's a different format if you put in salaries. I don't like the salaries format. I've tried
Complicated.
the Roto format. I didn't also like Roto. I think it's
Ang,
just
da-
I really
ang
love
daming
I love the
terms dito na
category.
bago sa akin eh.
Uh,
I'm sure.
yeah,
Si Jeff lalo kay Jeff, di ba?
Hello,
but to
yes.
simplify things, it's really the head to head the nine categories. Let's hear it from Red and then try to talk it out later.
Oh, I've been on fantasy since what, like for like 10 years now or whatever. But I'm with the previous one with F. I think he joined like 3 years ago or something. But I've been with our group of friends. I've been the commissioner for about 3 years now. We do head-to-head nine cat weekly lock. So the nine cat means you get ours is points, steals, turnovers, assists, rebounds, 3 points made, and free throw percentage, field goal percentage, and I'm missing one. There's just one more.
Turnovers.
So like what Pat said, you win 5 out of the 4 categories. That's how you win weekly for us. And then we do snake draft. We tried auction before, but it's just easier to do snake draft.
Mhm.
So we do that. And then with my strategy, um, I usually go for the like I like to punt. Like what Pat said, you only need to win 5 to 4 every week. So I punt categories. The easiest way to punt categories for me is punt free throws. Because you can just get Giannis, you get Rudy Gobert, you get Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Like it evens out your stats and all that. So I like to punt free throws, but um, I disagree with Pat that head to head is the easiest one. I just feel like Roto is so much easier because
What's okay, guys? What's the
you just
difference? What's Roto and what's like head to head? I think I kind of get. What's the other one?
Roto is just basically you drafting players and then all of their stats will be combined. So that's basically what a Roto is. So let's say for head to head, you have to have a strategy of like I have to draft these people and then they have to like mesh. With Roto, you draft the best stat guy. So you draft Westbrook, Jokic, Giannis. You know what I mean? Like that's who you draft.
Mhm.
With head to head, if you draft Jokic, you can't draft Westbrook because he's gonna put your field goals way low, which is the main goal of drafting Jokic because he gets you points, rebounds, and assists with a high field goal with less turnovers,
Mhm.
and that's basically the opposite of Russell Westbrook. So you can't really draft them together.
Mhm.
But with Roto, you can draft whoever you want, and it's easier because it's just points based. It's not like
Oh,
you have
okay.
a strategy for like and it's a day to day thing too. So
I know. I think Philippines maraming day to day na no na leagues eh. Pat.
Yeah. Currently, right now we're having one for next level. We have 4 leagues filled up, drafting October. So we love the 20 team deep because in Yahoo, the most that you could go is 20 deep. Um,
wait, that's too much. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's deep, man. That's deep. Like,
So yeah, last year they were. I think they got shocked. I schooled them. No, I'm just kidding. But so right now they wanted a shallower league. So we're just doing 120 team this year and 3 team leagues because uh,
Do you play for money as well?
what's that, Red?
Do you play for money as well?
Yes, of course. All those are paid
of
leagues.
course. Of course.
The six
I
the
Kaya nga
six
nakakabili ng pack si Pat eh.
all 21 leagues.
I'm inviting you to our league this year. I heard Ephraim's gonna join and come back too. So
we're
you
not,
have
we're
to
not
do this.
we're not putting money though, Red. We're putting a legendary moment on the line.
I don't know if other people will like that.
But I guess just based on like my little experience, I've tried ESPN before. Same thing. It was day to day. But I like the weekly because you really have to strategize. Number of games and injury plays a huge factor. I love the weekly. It just yeah, it's so exciting. Like
Once, once it's locked in, you don't have to like worry about it. You wait till the next week and then you just check and see if you're
exactly.
gonna.
Yung daily, ang daming trabaho every day. Like, oh man, I don't know if I can do that, man.
Imagine the 21 leagues daily. All of my leagues are daily. So sometimes it gets the better of me as well. There's too many leagues. I actually lost a playoff game. I actually lost a playoff game last year because I failed to set the lineup. But that's not an excuse. But I think 21 is too many. But I like to micromanage the day to day. I still eat. Don't worry, I still eat. I still take a bath. So I still take care of myself and family. But some people do games. This is my game. So
Hmm.
I love browsing, picking up from
Like
the waiver wire. I trade
yeah,
like crazy in Dynasty.
you're doing the dynasty thing, right?
Yes.
And I like doing. I played like 2K. I like doing the general manager mode or whatever. I like to have. I have a rule where I play this team for 5 years. I have to like win 3 championship like for the 5 years. That's what I like to do. Like trading, I like all of that. So
So
that's why I like doing fantasy is because it
it puts you in that general
first of
manager seat, right?
Yes.
yeah, and then you can like enjoy watching the NBA games, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
like when I was still playing fantasy, man, like it makes watching the game more exciting. It's like, oh man, I need one more 3 pointer, or oh man, I just need one
yeah,
more
yeah.
steal, di ba? Pero I guess with the dynasty, Pat. So what happens if somebody wants out? What happens there?
Um, I think it's good because the league that I've joined is usually from the writers from other
Mm.
sports websites. So they just post it on their blog or their Twitter account, and then we find the next owner. But it's a good question. We've instituted a rule. I think it's called the stipend rule, so that it avoids owners from because somebody could just come in and trade all their draft picks away,
Mm.
assemble an all-star win now team. So
Yeah, yeah,
we've instituted a rule wherein you have to pay the fee in advance for next year, and you don't get to trade your future picks without having one at least alternate year. So
Yeah.
those are the control measures to
Yeah,
avoid
Oh,
destroying the league.
so I told you guys like I'm doing like trades and all that. So the CPN rule is like if you have a pick for 2022 and then you trade that pick, you can't trade the 2023 pick.
Yes.
Basically, it's like that.
So you can't ruin. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the CPN rule is connected to the 30-60-90 rule, which is where if you sign today, there is a 30-day period where you can't get traded, can't get waived, and all that. And then if you sign like it's basically um, if you want to become a general manager, do what Pat is doing, or like do like go to 2K. You can see all the settings there. You can see all the rules and all that. So that's how I knew it. That's how I figured out what to do. But on 2K, I basically just turned that off because I like to like trade everyone. But like as long as it matches the salary, I don't have to wait 30 days or whatever. I can trade all my picks just for this guy or just because it makes it fun.
Pat, welcome as our port
Welcome back.
member, and I'm so excited to have our quad here for future episodes. We'll think about it, and we're hoping at least every 2 weeks we can do this. If not every week, that'd be great. But we have to work around everybody's schedule, right? So, anybody else have any thoughts before we close this?
No,
Pat,
I'd
how about
like to
you? Or
say,
Jeff, go.
I would like to say thank you to Pat for joining us and finally completing for the win. Thank you. We
No, no.
appreciate your
Thank you,
presence, and
everyone.
we're very much excited to have you, especially with the next season coming and then the next season of NBA Top Shot as well. So we're excited to share moments with you, to talk about NBA with you, and we're looking forward to having you in our team. Thank you very
Yeah.
Thank you.
much.
And I just wanted to give the love back to For the Win. It's not so often you put together a group and have that chemistry. I was telling Mavic that, you know, again, a KD reference, Red, pardon the reference. It's like you're already Golden State, and, you add a KD, you add a KD to that. So it's going to be fun to watch. So that's what, you know, again, I told the guys when Red was out last episode that, you know, I won't disrupt the flow and the offense. I'm just here
But
to.
you're KD, Ephraim, Draymond, me and Jeff Splash Brothers. So
Why do I
settled,
gotta
right?
be Draymond? I don't like Draymond though. I'll be Weissman instead.
Just
uh,
kidding, man. I'm just kidding. And of course, I had to dibs and insert it somewhere. But
the Red's just mad because he's a LeBron guy. So there's a KD and a LeBron guy here. I guess I'm the Giannis because I have a
I'm
couple of
not
his moments.
I'm not just the crazy LeBron guy. I'm just the objective
Crazy
LeBron guy. There's like crazy LeBron guys on Instagram, Twitter. I'm just the objective one. I don't really like to post or whatever. I don't brag about it. I'm just the silent one.
Okay, Red, how about you? Any final thoughts?
To me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, I just want to say welcome to Pat, and then can't wait to record another episode with you guys. Let me know what the topic is because if it's not NBA, I gotta like do my own research. So
No, it's fine. All right, guys, that's it. Pat, welcome. With the for the win. Can't wait for future episodes. Thank you, and the experience that you're bringing on the table. So pumped for this. And then we have a couple people behind the scenes that's gonna be helping us with as well. So hopefully we can do weekly, if not bi-weekly episodes. But other than that, guys, winners don't go for tie; they go for the win. Peace. All right, guys, everybody's gone. And finally, the marketplace opened up. So we're going to open our pack and put it as last part of this video. So here we go. This is from the stress pack or stress test. All right, let's try this. Oh, 1872. Ah, not bad. Ooh, nice pass. Killian Hayes. She was not bad. 1872. That's like a Kuroko pass right there, man. Alright. Ooh, that was a double badge. Okay. That's serial though, 34. Oh, yuck. That's trade ticket right there. Oh, another one. Hey, Chris Paul. I guess we'll keep that one. Log City. Not bad, not bad. Alright. And then we got one more. Alright. Here's a big one. Let's go.
Ain't no film. Nothing got real, baby. They feeling me.
Okay.
I was in the field, baby. Life got real crazy. Almost couldn't deal crazy. Never ever will I let you haters get the best of me. Real talk, gotta know Brady gave enough of me. Swear to God, pockets got so
Super,
strong to
okay.
get best of me. Had to whip it to my wrist was wrong to get the recipe. Far just to fly. Been waist deep in the fire. But I'm here, I'm alive. So you done came up on
Weird
the
that
real one.
that one didn't play automatically. Oh, nice cereal.
I'ma make you feel me.
The buzzer beater. Hey, buzzer beater.
Sweat it.
Oh, it's not for.
Put your moments to the
I thought it was for the
test.
win.
No hot feelings, time to get my in check. Show 'em I came up a real one.
Cereal. Oh, triple badge. Okay.
Show 'em I came up a real one. Show 'em they didn't see that your girl's a diamond. Revenge is sweet, I'm just now on the vibe on me. Y'all been asleep,
All right, here we go.
took your time on me. Force me to survive. Far just to fly. Been waist deep in the fire.
Oh, I think I've seen this before.
But I'm here, I'm alive. So you done
4.5
came up on
cereal?
a real one.
Not really what I wanted.
I'ma make you
All right, not bad, not bad. Right. Well, I think that's it. So, peace.